opinions expressed on the KrisAnne Hall Show are not necessarily those of the host or station management, but are definitely those of the founders of this nation. Connecting the dots of the Constitution for you like no one else can. The KrisAnne Hall Show. She's an attorney, a disabled U.S. Army veteran, an author, public speaker, mother, pastor's wife, and a patriot. She's KrisAnne Hall.
Any varmint that crosses that lady's path has met its match.
Good morning. Rise and shine, liberty-loving patriots. We are here this morning, getting ready to bring you the truth. Some real truth this morning. Things that you obviously are not going to hear other places. The Supreme Court versus the ATF this term. The world versus NSA. And the establishment GOP versus real Americans. So, do you want to get really educated this morning? Are you interested in that? I'm excited. I've been tweeting a little bit more, and this morning I tweeted about the show, and I said, getting ready for the KrisAnne Hall Show, what do you want to hear today? And a Twitter friend of mine tweeted me back and said, well, we'll address his question later. So, you know, there are several ways to get in touch with me. Facebook and Twitter. I have a great Facebook page that you can access from KrisAnneHall.com, KrisAnnehall.com. We have nearly 10,000 followers. Isn't that awesome? 10,000. I tell you what, never thought I'd be here. Where are we, though, in this world? I'm just trying to pick which battle to start off with. Do we start off with the Supreme Court? Do we start off with the establishment GOP? Do we start off with, where do we begin this morning? So many great things to talk about. Let's go ahead and start off with the world versus the NSA, because I think it's a pretty short opener. We can do that pretty quick. Do you remember Michelle Bachmann chastising Justin Amash for wanting to defund the NSA's spying on American citizens? Not defunding the NSA, not defunding whatever, just defunding a specific section that would have kept the NSA from using our tax dollars to spy on us. And Michelle Bachmann said that she would vehemently oppose Justin Amash's amendment to defund the NSA spying on us. And her justification was, well, your emails and your cell phone conversations, they don't belong to you. They belong to the companies that you get your cell phone from. They belong to Google, so you have your email account. And therefore, it's not a violation of your Fourth Amendment because we're just getting business records. And since it's business records, this Fourth Amendment doesn't apply to the federal government. Isn't that nice? Our Tea Party conservatives talking about how the Fourth Amendment doesn't apply to the federal government. And that just sort of flipped me through the roof because the Fourth Amendment was written because of the federal government. And that just shows you the level of ignorance that we absolutely have in the people who are supposed to be supporting and defending the Constitution, because, Ms. Bachmann, isn't that the actual oath that you took? Not supporting and defending national security. Somebody should tell Alan West that too. I got a funny little note this morning, somebody telling me that when you like my Facebook page, Facebook recommends Alan West's page as something similar to the KrisAnne Hall Facebook page. I practically fell out my chair. Well, after all, Alan West says that he has left his political office. He wants to make you think it was voluntary, but we fired him here in Florida. left his political office to go and do more in defense of, I can't even get it out, in defense of liberty. I don't know if Alan West could spell liberty if he found it in the dictionary. I'm just saying. Sorry, little snarky this morning. It's Monday. You're going to have to give me a pass. So, we're outraged, but guess what? France is outraged too. The French foreign minister has told the press, I have immediately summoned the U.S. ambassador, and he will be receiving this morning. He will be received this morning. Told you it's Monday. He will be received this morning at the French Foreign Embassy. He says, the revelations on Le Monde are shocking and demand adequate explanations from the American authorities in the coming hours. See, this Le Monde revealed in a report based on the security leaks from the CIA, CIA workers Edward Snowden. Should I just go brrr, la 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 la, me, get my lips warmed up this morning? Okay, so they made a report based on Snowden's release about the NSA. 70.3 million phone calls were recorded between December 10th and January 8th. Dude, that's like 3 weeks. 70.3 million phone calls in France alone recorded in 3 weeks. Yeah, see, France says, wait a minute, we're supposed to be your friends. And they said, we're learning that these 70.3 million phone calls recorded were not limited to citizens suspected of being involved in terrorism. They were eavesdropping on our politicians and prominent business figures. Wow. You see a little economic espionage there, a little business espionage. Are we trying to get the swing on the market there in France so we can benefit from that? Wow. So France is upset. I'm sure Michelle Bachmann will have a good response for France. But now Mexico is also condemning the U.S. Mexico, of all people. Mexico criticizing the United States after a German magazine reports the NSA hacked Felipe, I told you my lips are not working this morning. Felipe Calderon's public email account while he was president. Yeah. King Barry's not only going to tick off the people of America, he's got the whole world happy with him. The great unifier. Somebody needs to come up with some type of a kingly crest, you know, like the lion heart or something like that, right? With Barack Obama, the great unifier. Maybe we should be a unicorn whose horn is ramming through the heart of the globe or something, right? The great unifier. What a joke. What a joke. You know, let's talk about jokes. Can we talk about the GOP? Jeb Bush has put in his 2 cents worth. Come on, America. We got tired of him here in Florida. How about you? You tired of Jeb Bush yet? Because they want him. They're going to run him up there, up the flagpole with Chris Christie about being the president. Because, you know, he toes the party line. And Jeb Bush is criticizing Ted Cruz, saying, have a little bit of restraint, son. It might actually be a politically better approach to see massive dysfunction. But we don't hear about that because we've stepped on that message, and I think the Republicans need to take a step back and show a little self-restraint and just let this happen a little more organically. Oh, great. Jeb Bush wants to, instead of fixing the problem of Obamacare, instead of preventing the destruction, which the House of Representatives has the authority to do, and I'm going to give you proof of that. I will. I promise. Today, I will give you proof of that. This is answering my friend on Twitter's question, what is the real response to the next government shutdown? Because you realize we didn't avert anything. We just postponed it. See, we're going to be up at this again. I hope. Now, let me caveat this. I hope that we will see another government shutdown in February, but I'm afraid that we will never even have that honor, because in this massive bend over by the GOP for King Barry, this continuing resolution simply did not just raise the debt ceiling. It gave King Barry the unilateral power to raise the debt ceiling on his own. We don't need him to reinterpret the 14th Amendment illegally. We'll just hand him the last remaining power that existed in Congress. What an ignoramus. Jeb Bush, show a little restraint. Let this happen more organically. Let the people experience just how flawed Obamacare is. That's a brilliant plan, Jeb. Golly gee whiz, why didn't we think of that? How awesome would that be? Let's just let Common Core come into our school system. So for the next 10 years, so we can just see how stupid our kids are going to get. Let's let Obamacare hit the country just so we can see how much money we can spend down a big stinking black hole. And let the people suffer so that we, the establishment Republicans, can sit back and go, ha ha ha, told you so. Bad news is, Jeb, your establishment Republicans, most of them support Obamacare. Have you checked your local government, lady? Former Florida governor? Your current Florida governor, your current House, well, maybe not the whole House, but at least your current Senate is in favor of Obamacare in Florida. Yeah. So what do you say about that?
The KrisAnne Hall Show.
You only have one chance to make a good first impression, and that's why your locally owned and operated Stewardship Dry Cleaners has so many convenient Tallahassee locations to serve you. Go to stewardshipdrycleaners.com for coupons and locations.
Tallahassee Dodge Chrysler Jeep here, where we're celebrating our 13th birthday. That's right, it was 13 years ago this month that we opened our doors. And to celebrate, we're offering every new vehicle at $13 over invoice all month long. You heard right, just $13 over cost. And with 4 different brands and over 30 different models, what better way to give back to those who made us who we are than to make the first payment just $13 too? So happy 13th birthday to you from Tallahassee Dodge Chrysler Jeep.
Hey everybody, this is Rachel from Po' Boys in Killearn, reminding football fans that Po' Boys has NFL Sunday tickets. So come out and watch all the games with us in HD. Po' Boys Killearn is your official home for the Jaguars watch parties for all of the games. Or you can catch the Gus Bus at the Killearn Po' Boys for a ticket and a ride to the home games. Get $3 margaritas, 50-cent bonus wings during Jag games, plus enjoy $12.50 buckets of domestic beer all weekend. Ask for the Freedom 93 special buckets of PBR and Natty Light for only $9.33. Remember, Po' Boys is the original home of Sunday Fun Day with our delicious Sunday brunch served from 10 to 2. Shrimp omelets, eggs Benedict, and our new bacon Bloody Marys. Monday nights, kids eat free at Po' Boys from 4 to close with adult meal purchase. Fall is here, so relax and enjoy our outdoor patios with live music on weekends. Po' Boys, making Tallahassee happy for over 20 years. Come on, John, say it for me.
You got it, Ray Ray. Now, who's your daddy? When you need quality residential or commercial fencing at a super affordable price, call Ultimate Fence and Deck. Ultimate Fence and Deck is locally owned, serving the Tallahassee area for over a decade. They specialize in chain link, wood, PVC, aluminum, and wrought iron fences, as well as gates, railings, and fence maintenance. Plus, they're fully licensed and insured and give free estimates. If you can dream it or draw it, they can build it. Call 222-5446. 222-5446. Online at ultimatefencing.com.
Fun, Food, and Entertainment is Tallahassee's most entertaining monthly ragazine that features jokes, comedy, funny photos, and discounts to Tallahassee's oldest and most famous eateries. Check out youcanwin.com. That's spelled out, not abbreviated. Have you ever wondered why abbreviation is such a long word? And I wonder what its abbreviation is. Anyway, for locations where you can find this great piece of journalism, just go to the website, youcanwin.com. You don't have to register. The site will let you browse and download menus, exclusive discounts, and even has some hidden features you can get to from the keyword box on the front page. Just type in the word fun stuff or not printable. Fun, Food, and Entertainment and youcanwin.com. Tallahassee's biggest double dose of free stuff, fun, and entertainment.
On-call Computer Solutions. Call 224-1008. IT support 158.
Computer driving you insane? Check out our Fix-It-Or-It's Free guarantee.
Call 224-1008. IT support 158.
Hi, I'm Mike Frieder with On-Call Computer Solutions, here to tell you how to get rid of viruses, fix dead computers, broken laptop screens, and slay the dreaded blue screen of death. If you're having computer problems, there's a better way to handle it. Visit the award-winning local computer guys you already know and trust at On-Call Computer Solutions, home of the famous Fix-It-Or-It's Free guarantee. Bring your broken, beat down, or tired computer to our centrally located Manor at Midtown repair shop today and get it fixed for one low flat rate. It's time to end the insanity.
On-call Computer Solutions. We manage technology so you don't have to. Check us out online at TallahasseeBackup.com.
Sticker shock. That's something we are all accustomed to experiencing, say, at the gas pump, or maybe when you open your utility bill each month. But not when it comes to the pros at E&B Heating and Air. Just in time for the change of season, E&B's 21-point tune-up is only $99 for a limited time. When your system is performing at its best, that's when you can see the savings on your utility bill, too. Call 575-9119 today. E&B Heating and Air. License number CAC 057604.
The 6 o'clock news with Frank Ranicky and Ann Howard. Weekdays at 6 p.m. on Freedom 93 FM. Brought to you by Legacy Toyota on West Tennessee. Home of the MVP Club and the 7-year 250,000-mile warranty. Legacy Toyota online at legacytoy.com.
Freedom 93 FM, where Tallahassee comes to talk. The KrisAnne Hall Show. She's Liberty's lobbyist.
Back today in the Sunshine State. I'll be in the Sunshine State all this week. So excited to have a little time with my family, which is something that I don't get to do very often. I'm at home. Praise God. I'm usually traveling 3 weeks minimum out of every month. Let me tell you what I did Saturday, this past Saturday. October 19th was an amazing day for me. October 19th, I taught over 150 teen-packed people. Those are students and their parents. Students who are participants in Teen Pact and students around the area in Mississippi. Olive Branch, Mississippi. And I got to teach them my full 5-hour workshop. How cool is that? Are you worried about our youth? I'm not. We're reaching them. We're teaching them. And they're learning the truth. I'm going to tell you what, it was an amazing thing because it was a whole day program and they put on some things. They started off with an introduction to my workshop that left me in tears. It was so very, very awesome. And then their comments afterwards were even better. I wish that I could share them with you, but they are just so great. So great. Now, this Saturday, the 26th, I will be at Diplomat Wesleyan Church doing my workshop in Cape Coral, Florida. So my Florida people, Cape Coral, Florida, Diplomat Wesleyan Church, 9 a.m., we'll be doing the entire Roots of Liberty workshop. If you have a representative who needs to be there, you need to let them know now. Let them know now so they can't make excuses for you. Saturday from 9 to 3 at the Diplomat Wesleyan Church in Cape Coral, we'll be doing the entire seminar. And then I'm back on the road again. I don't consider Cape Coral on the road because that's just, one day. And so I'm back on the road again. On the 29th, I will be starting a 4-week tour. Texas, Minnesota, Indianapolis, Washington State. You want to find out the details about where I'm going to be, if I'm going to be in your area. Now remember, we went syndicated last week. So it's possible that there are people, and we're internet, so I know I have people all over the country listening. I have people who tune in at 3 a.m. in California. That is so cool. That is so cool. And so I will be in that area. If you know, share it. Go to my website, KrisAnneHall.com, KrisAnneHall.com. Also, can I mention to you that yesterday on the KrisAnne Hall Show on Genesis, we had a great guest. His name's Robert Kerner. Robert Kerner is the founder of WatchingAmerica.com. WatchingAmerica.com. An amazing news source that you have got to check out. WatchingAmerica.com. What Robin Kerner has done, he's taken foreign news and using volunteers of those native countries to translate them into English so we can get a better perspective about what's going on globally. Yeah, we need to know that. We need to know what the rest of the world is thinking about us. I know it's propaganda, but you know what? What we get here from the mainstream media, even Fox, is propaganda too. And the more propaganda that you can put together, the more truth you can piece out of it. George Washington said this: "The value of liberty was thus enhanced in our estimation by the difficulty of its attainment, and the worth of characters appreciated by the trials of adversity. The name of American which belongs to you in your national capacity must always exalt the just pride of patriotism more than the appellation derived from local discriminations. Guard against the impostures of pretended patriotism. It should be the highest ambition of every American to extend his views beyond himself, and to bear in mind that his conduct will not only affect himself, his country, his immediate posterity, but that its influence may be coextensive with the world, and stamp political happiness or misery on ages yet unborn." You know what? We need to keep our nose out of other people's political business, but we should be in the business of not spreading democracy, but spreading the value of liberty across the world. Hey, you got to get educated, and education is beyond our borders.
The KrisAnne Hall Show.
If there's a new roof in your future, consider a metal roof from Metal Roofing Sales of Tallahassee. With a painted finish warranted for 40 years, a metal roof can save on your utility bill. Come by the showroom today to select your color if you want to do it yourself, or get an estimate to have the professionals install your new roof. 536-9123. That's the number for Metal Roofing Sales, owned and operated by the Garrison family here in Tallahassee for over 20 years. Metal Roofing Sales, roofs you can love and forget for a lifetime.
President Obama to talk about the Affordable Care Act later on this morning about those problems with the website.
The pressure has been building on the Obama administration after the troubled rollout of the president's health care plan. So much of the outrage being leveled at the website, healthcare.gov, that wasn't ready in time. This morning, the president will address the website woes during a speech in the Rose Garden. The White House has already said it has been working around the clock to fix the site.
ABC's John Mueller. Researchers found potentially dangerous bacteria in human breast milk that is sold online. Nearly 6 million young people between 16 and 24 out of work and not in school, according to a new survey. At midnight, same-sex couples began marrying in New Jersey. Federal investigators at the site of a deadly transit accident in the Bay Area. An out-of-service BART train hit and killed 2 workers. Still flying high the box office, Gravity, another $31 million to remain number 1. Captain Phillips still number 2. Doug Limerick, ABC News.
ABC Network News on Freedom 93 FM is brought to you by Kraft Nissan.
Hey, boss, there it is. A dream come true. A house with a cable company alarm system.
Yeah, now let's hurry up and hit it before they give it back and get Safe Touch.
So, boss, what's the weakest point on these alarms? The fact that they only come with 3 windows or doors, or the fact that they have no smash and crash coverage?
Yeah, all I know is it makes our job a lot easier.
No kidding.
All right, here's the plan. You kick open the door, I'll bust up the all-in-one security system.
Got it. This is gonna be so easy. I love these cheap alarms. So, boss, when we steal the TVs, does that mean they'll be paying for 2 services they can't use?
Yeah, we'll make a bundle on a bundle.
Good one, boss.
I love bundling.
The security is no game. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. Only Safe Touch has a 45-second or less guaranteed verified response via our Safe Touch 2-way communicator. And every Safe Touch system comes with at least 8 openings or more.
Call 385-9511 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
This is Bobby with Bobby D to Gospel Music, 93.3 on Sunday afternoons. This coming Sunday we'll be coming on at 7 o'clock p.m. So tune in, listen to some good bluegrass gospel, southern gospel music.
By the Sea Resorts, we're saving you a front row seat. Relax and enjoy the view, the sun, the sand, the breeze.
The crowds are gone, the weather is temperate, and the sunsets are beautiful right now in Panama City Beach. Plus, the rates are less than half the summer rates at Legacy by the Sea Resort on Front Beach Road, just a few blocks from Pier Park. Choose from a standard double or a suite with a kitchenette, starting at only $69 a night for double occupancy, and that's including your free continental breakfast. Surfing, jet skis, scuba diving, and nature tours are all waiting for you. Not to mention the amazing Gulf Coast seafood, nightlife, fishing, golf, and shopping. Check out Legacy by the Sea online at bythesearesorts.com. That's bythesearesorts.com.
By the Sea Resorts, we're saving you a front row seat.
When you need electrical services anywhere in the greater Tallahassee area, there's only one name you need to know.
Lawson & Lawson Electric.
For 2 generations, there's only been one company that can handle any electrical project, from new construction to industrial to complete remodels, whether commercial or residential.
Lawson & Lawson Electric.
The reason they've won so many awards is because they've earned your trust with fair, consistent pricing, honesty, integrity, and quality workmanship they stand behind. That's why the best customer service experience you're ever going to have with an electrical company is with
Lawson & Lawson Electric.
The good guys. Guess who does the electrical work for so many local restaurants, department stores, retail centers, pharmacies, schools, churches, and too many others to mention?
Let me guess. Lawson & Lawson Electric.
Now you got it.
Check them out online at llelectrical.com. Call 562-4111. That's 562-4111 for Lawson & Lawson Electric. License number EC1-300-2150.
Freedom 93 FM.
Danger, adventure, and breathtaking thrills.
Where Tallahassee comes to talk. The KrisAnne Hall Show. She's Liberty's lobbyist.
I'm the smiling face on your TV. Oh, I'm the cult of personality.
Good morning, Patriots. We are the Americans. And I hope that you will stand for liberty every day, regardless of who the opponent may be. And I'm just saying, that opponent may be your beloved Jeb Bush, who has obviously classified himself as an enemy to liberty with some brilliant solutions to our debt crisis and Obamacare. Oh, let's just let it happen. Let's just let it happen, and let's see what happens when it happens. And so we can say, when it happens, we told you it was going to happen. Come on. Certainly, in all the money that George and Barbara put into his head, he can come up with something better than that. I don't think he wants to. I don't think he wants to put up a better solution, because guess what? He is riding the establishment Republican train. Man, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We're the losers in this. We're the losers. Every hard-working, tax-paying American. We are the losers in this. Gold rose over $36. China downgraded our credit. We got France really angry at us. The Federal Reserve created at least $5 trillion and tripled its balance sheet to $3.9 trillion. They're also currently buying $85 billion a month in U.S. Treasuries. Every time the Federal Reserve creates another billion or $1 trillion, it makes the current dollar worth less. So all you fry guys who are upset about minimum wage, guess what? You're making plenty of money. The Federal Reserve just makes your money worth nothing. And this is what Jeb Bush wants us to support. And yet, while we have this debt crisis and we have to shut the war memorial and we have to make people afraid that our military will not get paid and the old people in the nursing homes won't get their money, we gave $1.6 billion to Pakistan. How awesome is that? How awesome is that? Do you know how many Al-Qaeda terrorist cells are focused in Pakistan? I'll let you do that research, and we just gave them $1.6 billion. Not only that, apparently 60 Minutes investigative report by Steve Croft and the Government Accountability Institute revealed that your Congress is converting their campaign money into income so they can have their lavish lifestyles, their aristocracy. And Mitch says, Ted Cruz is the enemy. Ted Cruz is the enemy. Mitch McConnell attacking one more time the group that's been against him. See, the group that endorsed Rand Paul, the group that endorsed, the PAC that endorsed Rand Paul instead of Mitch McConnell's favorite candidate, the Senate Conservatives Fund, helped Rand Paul win, helped Ted Cruz win in their races for U.S. Senate, is now endorsing a opponent, the candidate against Mitch McConnell. Now, this is Senator Jim DeMint's baby. And now they're endorsing Mitch McConnell's opponent, which I think is awesome. I think is awesome. So what is Mitch saying? He's saying that this group is supporting Obama. They care less about Kentuckians than they do their reputation for supporting laughably bad candidates. And now they can add a New England bailout recipient who claimed he went to MIT to their roster for notable failures. Let's look at their roster of notable failures. Rand Paul, Ted Cruz. And I'll mention to you that Rand Paul, being their candidate, having won, beating Mitch McConnell's candidate that he endorsed. So Rand Paul, the group that got you in, is endorsing you, yet you endorse Mitch McConnell. What is up with that? Mitch McConnell is calling your Kentucky Tea Parties fringe. Fringe. Rand Paul, dude, seriously, when are you going to quit your endorsement of this idiot? Hey, look, I got the real solution for our government shutdown. I do. I really do. This is a wild train ride. And the political aftermath of what happened when Congress turned over its power to the president and gave him another blank check. Look, we're only seeing the beginning of it. And the rhino establishment turning against the conservatives has set its sight on 2014. I think it's important to be clear about what the faithful few are actually fighting for and against during the last shutdown. So it's time to get educated. Now, you know our federal government, created by the states in 1787, was created to be a limited and defined government. Not my words, but the words of the people who created it. Now, this is easily researchable and verifiable. Madison said in Federalist Papers 45, the powers, not the rights, delegated, which is a term repeated in the 10th Amendment, to the federal government are few and defined, and those that remain in the states are numerous and indefinite. He tells us those few powers delegated are external objects, war, peace, negotiation, and foreign commerce. Health insurance is not falling in one of these categories, America. It is not a power that has been delegated to the federal government by the states. And the General Welfare Clause doesn't expand their power. Now, if you want to understand that, because I don't have time to teach that, go to my website, KrisAnneHall.com, and read a blog that I've written called The General Welfare Clause Justification for Obamacare. Now, healthcare is not a delegated power. Its regulation by the central government is an unconstitutional act. I don't care what the Supreme Court says. Alexander Hamilton said in Federalist 78, no legislative act contrary to the Constitution can be valid. Therefore, it's unconstitutional. Now, if we're going to give the Supreme Court the power to say that it's constitutional, that's an improper placement of power in the hands of the Supreme Court. Now, if you want to understand that, go read at my website, read the open letter that I wrote to Texas Attorney General Greg Abbott. That'll give you all the explanation you need. There are further, deeper explanations on the website you can read as well. Now, you cannot dispute that the current government does not have the funding to operate the health care program as it's written. All of these problems with the website, did they write in the fixing of that? I don't think so. All the costs that we are incurring, all the people that we are hiring to fix this problem is above and beyond the Obamacare budget. But don't worry, we just gave him a blank check. And any economist with any credibility will admit that robbing Peter to pay Paul is a definite path to destruction. It is also clear that the law, which has been unilaterally altered by the president numerous times, isn't even the law that the Congress passed and SCOTUS ruled on, if you want to do all that. Look, it's becoming clear to us, Americans, real Americans, as they see their increases in their premiums, that there is nothing affordable about the Affordable Care Act. Now, one of the biggest problems with the ACA is not its economic impact, but the federal intrusion. And we have taught that before. And I'm going to be posting an article on that, so listen. Here is the solution. One of the means to check federal overreach was placed in Article 1, Section 7 of the Constitution. And the founders' explanation of that power and the purpose of those powers vested in the House of Representatives. This is the basis for the shutdown. Of course it didn't work because we no longer operate by the Constitution. We got people like Jeb Bush and Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell stepping up and saying, if you're against me and for the Constitution, you're the enemy. We do not operate by the Constitution anymore. But here's how it's supposed to work. Article 1, Section 7 says, all bills for raising revenue shall originate in the House of Representatives, but the Senate may propose or concur amendments on other bills. Now, since the Supreme Court has declared ACA a tax, the funding must originate in the House. The Senate may propose amendment, but it's not a requirement. So the House has the sole authority to fund ACA and the sole authority to defund it. Can I mention to you, the House defunds bills all the time. This happens all the time. And although the Senate may not like it, they've got no constitutional say in the matter. Listen to what James Madison says. The House of Representatives can not only refuse, but they alone can propose the supplies requisite for the support of the government. They, in a word, hold the purse, that powerful instrument by which we behold in the history of British Constitution, an infant and humble representation of the people, gradually enlarging the sphere of its activity and importance, and finally reducing, as far as it seems to have wished, all the overgrown prerogatives of other branches of government. This power over the purse, they said, in fact, it may be regarded as the most complete and effectual weapon with which the Constitution can arm the immediate representatives of the people for obtaining a redress of grievances and for carrying into effect every just and salutary measure. Your government shutdown is a constitutional redress of grievances by the Americans against an unconstitutional federal government. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, Jeb.
The KrisAnne Hall Show.
Do you take your car to a restaurant for an oil change? No. So why do you take your printing to an office supply or shipping store? Jason Butera here. The Printery is your locally owned full-service printing company offering free pickup and delivery, same-day turnaround, and expertise you can trust for all your printing needs. Call the Printery today and make your printing problems a thing of the past. The Printery, home of 36-cent color copies every day. From business cards to banners, if it's ink on paper, we've got it covered. 877-6418.
In this moment, who has your back? Do you know the name of your insurance agent? Does your agent know your name? Or would you call a 1-800 number that connects you with who? Another state? Another country? Get a local independent insurance agent with Auto Owners Insurance. Someone you can call when bad stuff happens. In this moment, get an agent who will protect you in that moment.
Call Butler Voss Insurance at 850-222-2340 or online at butler-voss.com.
Doral Bank Florida pledges to serve customers with genuine care and concern and to serve our markets as a generous corporate citizen.
In Tallahassee, that approach is embodied by our commercial lender, Jack Kane. Jack's a valuable asset given his extensive banking experience and outstanding reputation, and he truly models Doral's commitment to community service.
If you're working to acquire, expand, or develop a business, Jack Kane is a good guy to know. He's a solid banker and he's good people.
Doral Bank Florida, home of genuine community banking. 914-2525. Member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Jay Trumbull, but you can call me the Culligan Man.
Hey, Culligan Man!
Yeah, that'll work too. For over 55 years, my family has been in the water conditioning business, and I'm proud to serve North Florida and South Georgia. From bottled water delivery to top-of-the-line water treatment systems designed to remove contaminants and minerals, Culligan truly is better water, pure and simple. Visit us online at CulliganTallahassee.com or call me at 850-580-0300. 580-0300. Culligan, better water, pure and simple.
Chris Kraft for Kraft Nissan. Our new lifetime warranty is a game changer for buying cars
Cars in Tallahassee and Thomasville. You already know it extends the factory powertrain warranty for unlimited miles and unlimited time. But here are the facts. Kraft Nissan's lifetime warranty is backed by Great American Insurance Company, an A-rated company that was founded in 1872 with billions in assets. The same company that underwrites GM's GMPP and Ford's Gap Insurance. Kraft Nissan's lifetime warranty comes with every new Nissan we sell and most pre-owned vehicles that are 5 years old or newer with 50,000 miles or less. While Kraft Nissan's service department will certainly exceed your expectations and keep your records, you're not required to service with us. To maintain the warranty, you must perform the manufacturer's recommended maintenance and keep your records. You can do that at any licensed repair shop in the U.S. or Canada. It's that easy. What's the catch? There are no catches, hidden fees, or gimmicks. Kraft Nissan provides this product as an added value to our customers for doing business with us. The only catch? You have to buy your next vehicle from Kraft Nissan. Kraft Nissan, 3277 Mahan Drive between Academy Sports and Costco.
Here's your crime prevention tip of the week from Safe Touch Security.
Hi, this is Bill Cook, branch manager for Safe Touch Tallahassee for 16 years. This week's tip is about vandalism. If vandalism occurs in your area, notify your neighbors. Whether the vandalism is committed against a home or a business, creating awareness will keep the community alert for suspicious persons and activities, and try to park all vehicles in a secure garage when they're not in use.
This has been your crime prevention tip of the week from Safe Touch Security, online at safetouch.com.
KrisAnne Hall Show. She's Liberty's lobbyist.
Last segment of our show. Here we go. Not slowing down. We will finish our race. We are marathon runners, and when we get to the end of the marathon, have you ever watched a marathon? When they see the finish line, they don't sit down and wait for the finish line to come to them. They actually start sprinting. Hey, America, I'm seeing the finish line. Time to start sprinting. Time to start putting in the last gas, working harder for this liberty thing. I want to encourage you, after my show is over, to stay tuned to Daryl Day, my friend and fellow patriot, working hard alongside to defend liberty. And so here we are. I've given you the solution. The solution to the debt crisis is another shutdown, because that is an important constitutional grievance established by our framers. James Madison had a discussion with Alexander White, both members of the U.S. House of Representatives representing the state of Virginia. White said the Constitution, having authorized the House of Representatives alone to originate money bills, places an important trust in our hands, which, as their protectors, don't you wish the House of Representatives knew that? As their protectors, we ought not to part with. Oh my goodness! Wow, listen to that! Alexander White says the Constitution, having authorized the House of Representatives alone to originate money bills, places an important trust in our hands, which, as their protectors, we ought not part with. What a condemnation on our current Congress. He goes on and says, I do not mean to imply that the Senate are less to be trusted than this House. Well, they are now since the 17th Amendment, but nonetheless. But the Constitution, no doubt for wise purposes, has given the immediate representatives of the people, that's what the House is supposed to be, control over the whole government in this particular, which, for their interest, they ought not let out of their hands. Sad, 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 sad state of affairs. When the House of Representatives touts their champion as to the protectors of the people of America in the matter of national security, trading our liberty for security in the name of defense, when their true defense should be the defense of the people in controlling the whole government. Now, James Madison responds to Alexander White. He says, remember, Alexander White says, but the Constitution, no doubt for wise purposes, has given the immediate representation of the people a control over the whole government. Well, Mr. Madison, having actually been involved with the drafting of the Constitution, remember, he is called the father of the Constitution, explains what the purpose was. As if to say, as a matter of fact, Mr. White, it actually does have a purpose, a wise purpose, and here it is. He says, and I quote, "The Constitution places the power in the House of originating money bills. The principal reason why the Constitution had made this distinction was because they were chosen by the people and supposed to be the best acquainted with their interest and ability." Not the interest and ability of the federal government, but the interest and ability of the people. This purse is a power placed in the hands of the House on purpose and for a purpose. It's an important check on government power. That's exactly what Ted Cruz was trying to do even in the Senate, trying to give the House some encouragement, trying to give them a backbone, trying to say, hey, there are some of us in the Senate up here who truly believe in the Constitution, who truly believe in liberty, and we got your back. But every time the House passes a continuing resolution instead of a budget, that vital check fails, and the House relinquishes what our framers thought to be one of the most important powers held in the trust of the people. Look, America, this is how our government's supposed to work. What we witnessed in the opening weeks of October are a result of erosion and surrendering of strict constitutional process. These so-called continuing resolutions rather than a budget, because a continuing resolution is not a budget. Congress has sidestepped the Constitution. You can't claim to debate on a budget if there's no budget. The depth of ignorance as to what the constitutional mechanisms are, and more importantly, why we have them, has allowed our government to be hijacked by those who would destroy the nation by driving us over a cliff of debt to support a welfare state. And our ignorant populace, driven by media misinformation and propaganda, cheers this runaway train and labels those who desperately seek to return our nation to a fiscal sanity. They call them reckless. Well, I'll tell you what's reckless, America. Trying to drive this freight train completely blind, ignoring the operator's manual while our children are tied to the tracks. This train is out of control. The bandits are at the levers, and the builders of our Constitution are doubtless scratching their heads, wondering why we are so bent on our own destruction. Remember this in February, as the liberal Dems and the Rhino Republicans try to convince you that a ride on this crazy train is the way to go. Hey, Ayn Rand said, "We are fast approaching the stage of ultimate inversion, the stage where the government is free to do anything it pleases while the citizens may only act by permission, which is the stage of the darkest period of human history, a stage of rule by brute force." Hey, stop this train, America, before we fall off that cliff. God bless. See you tomorrow.